you have given me the two books. As an expert, I was interviewing him. This book also talks about stratification. This book also talks about stratification. What is the difference between the two? And you will be shocked to know the answer that he gave. It was he, it was not she. And he said, this is my project and this is my PhD. Now imagine, do we expect, means researches are carried out only to fulfill certain objective. And they are simply the pragmatic objective. No research for the sake of research. Or let me say research for the sake of research. So that I become eligible for a certain post. Besides this, even so far, in this country, this is the country that produces maximum research. What is the output? The other day in a seminar, although it was an online seminar, and the person, he was an expert and was talking about it, that in the field of innovation, the HIAs, universities have contributed the least. And if the contribution comes, that comes from either from IITs or from IIMs. No contribution as such from the side of the university. Dear friends, therefore we need to think about these things. Why this is not happening? This is primarily our task. If you remember long back, one Prime Minister of this country said, and he said, if the HIs succeed in transacting their business successfully, there will be no problem in this country. And still, there are numerous problems with which this country is. Although there must be problems also, but then when we carry out the research, at least we must say that this is the problem that my research provides a solution to. That we do not do. And therefore, as a researcher, what we have to think about it, we need to self-retrospect whether the research with which I carried it out has fulfilled the purpose. If not, why not? When we ask nowadays at a central university, I do not know the system of this university because I have joined very recently. We have started asking the candidate, write 40 points in the way your contribution, your research will be making contribution to the policy decisions and the other areas. And they give 40 points in some 40 pages. That is an imperative and essential part of the research. I think that although it may not be the essential part, as I said, I am not aware of it, although we will try to make it the essential part. But then we need to think about it. Those who have already done it, they should introspect. What my research? Let me revise, let me contribute. Not formally, at least informally to the field of education, to the field of research. If I fail to do that, because primarily a teacher is supposed to do three tasks. Number one, the research, so that new knowledge is generated. Are we really generating new knowledge? If not, then why not? Whose lacking is it? Whose inefficiency is it? Because primarily our task, as I said, you are not even a substitute to AI tool. Because the student in the first attempt, they will reject the teacher, they will say, my chat GPT is better than you teachers. At that time, I am not degrading anyone, including myself, I am talking about. So how to justify our role as a teacher? When you become a teacher, you become a researcher also. So when you will be for teacher researcher, in that case you will be able to better justify your role. And this is how your capacity will also be built. And this is the primary aim of the let me say, the activities which are being done or which are being done by this institution. One other point that you need to take very seriously is that we may do all these things, but unless we develop a sense of commitment, because a true researcher is one that has both a sense of commitment, number one. मुझे याद है आज की मैं तो नहीं था ऐसा, लेकिन हमारे एक मित्र थे जब लेबोरेटरी में जाते थे तो उनको ये पता नहीं रहता था कि रात के 10 बजे बाहर he will continue to sit in the laboratory and he would say, because laboratory has never been my field of research, so he would know one of my and one of my friends now, he is a lecturer somewhere in a college. So he would go to the laboratory and he would sit, and then he had to be reminded, now this is 12 o'clock, 12 midnight, let us go home. And then only he will be reminded that this is, I'm not talking about that you should be like that, but then what I'm trying to say, unless you develop a sense of commitment, unless you develop a sense of, or let me say, that I have forgotten myself in the sake of the research, the real and genuine research cannot be published. I hope that this research orientation program will contribute towards updating the research. I tell you one final point and then I will wind up. Now the problem is very often when I come across and interview the people, I put them a question, on which area should I ask, sir, very research work which I begin with the very basics and I ask them, tell me something about what is hypothesis, tell me something about what is technique, tell me something about what is strategism, tell me something about what is strategy and how strategy and technique are different. Tell me something about what is hypothesis and what is technique, research research questions, and then what are the research gaps. People, as synonyms, they are making use of the word objectives, goals, and so on and so forth. Aims. When I say what is the distinction between the two, people do not know. So when we who are supposed to be the supervisor are not aware of these basic terms, do you think that we will be able to carry the torch of light to the people? Very thankfully, and of course the answer from your side will also be that no, in such a case, we will be groping in the dark and will never be able to achieve the destination with which we have been given in society. Thank you so much, although a lot of things can be said, but I'm grateful to the organizers that they invited me to be here, and a huge thank you to all of you for having listened to me so much. Thank you so much.
आपके द्वारा किया गया उद्योग हमारे जीवन को अवश्य ही एक और भी दिशा प्रदान करेगी। मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी कि प्रत्येक वर्ष महाविद्यालय अपने स्टाफ के लिए विभिन्न विषयों पर जैसे स्किल डेवलपमेंट, ओवरऑल कम्युनिकेशन, मेंटल हेल्थ आदि विषयों पर फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम का आयोजन करवा रहा है। जैसे आईआईटी इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज के लिए ये ऐतिहासिक क्षण है जब पहली बार हम एमटीएस यूनिवर्सिटी की कोलैबोरेशन से नेशनल लेवल का फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम करवा रहे हैं। इस ऐतिहासिक क्षण का महत्व समझते हुए आज हमारे शिक्षा विभाग द्वारा लिखी दो पुस्तकों का विमोचन हम अपने मुख्य अतिथि के हाथों करवाने जा रहे हैं। पहली पुस्तक के बारे में मैं आपको संक्षिप्त जानकारी देना चाहूँगी। यह पुस्तक प्रोफेसर नागेंद्र सिंह और डॉक्टर अनुपमा वर्मा द्वारा लिखित है। इसका विषय अटल टिंकरिंग लैब डिजाइन थिंकिंग टुवर्ड्स डायवर्स स्किल सेट। इसका विषय है नवाचार और रचनात्मकता की दिशा में कदम रखने के लिए आप लोगों की ओर तैयार करते हैं। यह एक व्यापक मार्गदर्शिका है। अटल इनोवेशन मिशन नीति आयोग के प्रमुख कार्यक्रम एटीएम के कार्य के द्वारा यह पुस्तक पॉलिसी है। उच्च शिक्षा की सोच और समस्या समाधान क्षमताओं की खत्म कराने के लिए यह पुस्तक डिजाइन की है। एक बार दोनों लेखकों को ढेर सारी बधाइयाँ और बहुत तालियाँ हमारे प्यार देते हैं तीन शिक्षा को बनाने के लिए उसका कहना शिक्षा कभी भी संप्रेषण और नहीं करते जिनके लेखक हैं डॉक्टर राजेंद्र त्रिपाठी डॉक्टर वर्षा में और डॉक्टर मुकेश कुमार प्रधान ये पुस्तक भारतीय शिक्षा को एवं विभिन्न के अन्य पाठों को व्यवहारिक ज्ञान का सुगम व सरल बोध कराने के लिए एक प्रयास मात्र है इसके अंतर्गत शैक्षिक प्रक्रिया का परिचय आवश्यकता क्षेत्र प्रभाव इत्यादि के साथ साथ शिक्षण प्रक्रिया विभिन्न नए प्रकार के शिक्षण क्रिया संप्रेषण और उसके निर्माण के लिए आप तीनों लेखकों को पुस्तक के बजट ये सारे बनाए बस बहुत सारे हमारे अध्यक्ष महोदया सचिव कोषाध्यक्ष प्रिंसिपल मैम से हमारी मुख्य अतिथि को स्मृति चिन्ह प्रदान कर उनका आभार व्यक्त करें हमारे सचिव आरोग्य के प्रशासन से अपने शब्दों से आभार व्यक्त करें
Special guest Professor Nagin sir, Professor Dr. Shobhasma Mishra, colleagues, respected dignitaries, faculty members, participants. Good afternoon. It is my privilege and honor to propose a vote of thanks on behalf and Central Academy Teachers Training College as we conclude the inaugural session of our 5-day National Faculty Development Program. First and foremost,